cacareo y abran fuego. Yo vengo directamente del estéreo. No sé si fui.
Hello? No. Hello? They covered it? Okay. It looked like it. Sorry. Did I mess with it? Oh, we're good now. Okay. All right. All right, welcome everybody. We're going to be getting started in a minute here. If everybody could take their seats. I'll get quiet real fast, though. All right, welcome. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you all. Good evening. So for those of you who don't remember me from last year's gala, when Janan called me out on stage for deciding to move away to Baltimore, my name is Aisha Aslam. I'm a cardiologist, and I'm currently the interim board president of the Muslim Women's Coalition. As you can see, despite moving all the way to the East Coast, I'm standing here before you tonight as a diehard supporter of the MWC. And I'm hoping that by the end of our amazing program tonight, you will be too. Now, this past year has been an incredibly challenging one on many levels. What with the elections, the genocides that are occurring, the challenges to some of our most basic freedoms in this country. But through it all, the MWC has been at the forefront of advocating for our community, for our students, and for those facing oppression and bias in our country and abroad. In fact, in these difficult times, our work continues to multiply, as we're one of the only Muslim organizations in Wisconsin whose mission it is to advocate and promote for a better understanding of Islam and Muslims. You know, last weekend I met with a childhood friend of mine back home in Michigan, who's now teaching as a professor at the University of Michigan. She's teaching a class there on Muslims in America. And she was telling me about an article she stumbled upon on BuzzFeed that she ultimately ended up discussing with her students. The article was about a visibly Muslim woman who accidentally joined a playgroup full of QAnon moms. Now, naturally, in today's algorithm-centric world, where we're all in our own little opinion bubbles, this type of occurrence would come as a surprise. But after reading this article, I wanted to highlight the conclusion the author ended up making about her experience. She said, quote, "We have to keep having conversations and connecting with folks who look, think, worship, and vote differently. We have to keep finding our commonalities and discussing our differences. For our democracy to work, We have to keep having these hard conversations. And reading that, I remembered something the comedian Jon Stewart said in an interview when he was reflecting on the Trump campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again." He said, "What actually makes America great? What makes it exceptional is that it's unnatural. Because what's natural to humans is to be tribal. But here we are, fighting against history to create a multi-ethnic, multicultural democracy in a way that no one's done before." And it's this building of bridges that these folks are talking about that is at the crux of the work that the Muslim Women's Coalition does on a daily basis. By facilitating discussion, advocating for those who are unseen and unheard, we're paving a way for community building and peace for our future generations here in America. And in these tough times, now more than ever, we can't do this work without your generous support. Later this evening, you'll be hearing some exciting news about our rebranding campaign and expansion. We hope you'll consider donating to support the great work we do, or if you've already donated or sponsored, we hope you will consider increasing your support. We appreciate you joining us in our celebration tonight, and I'd like to extend a special welcome to all the key community members we have here tonight, representing businesses, medical institutions, academia, etc. We do have another amazing program this year, and one of the best auctions I've seen in a while, so I hope you all will bid high. And we also have a phenomenal MC and comedian who is also my new friend on the East Coast. So without further ado, let's begin in the tradition that all Islamic gatherings do, with a recitation from the Holy Quran. I'd like to invite our very own Amin Atta, a local senior at UW Milwaukee in IT management and a student of Islamic sciences at Al-Alamiya Qalam Seminary.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. I want to open the program with the recitation from the Holy Quran. I'm going to be reciting the opening chapter, and then I will recite a portion from the 5th chapter of the Quran. And before I do the recitation in Arabic, I will go through the translation of the verses in English, starting with the opening chapter, which is Surah Al-Fatiha. In the name of Allah, the source of all mercy, the fount of all grace. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful, master of the day of judgment. It is you alone that we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those who seek your favor, not the path of those who choose to be dismissed from your grace and choose to go astray. And the translation for the portion that I will be reciting from the 5th surah, which is Surah Al-Ma'idah. O you who have attained to faith, be ever steadfast in your devotion to God, bearing witness to the truth in all equity, and never let the hatred of anyone to you lead you into the sin of deviating from justice. Be just, that is closest to being God-conscious, and always remain conscious of God. Truly, God is aware of all that you do. God has promised unto those who attain to faith and do good works that there shall be forgiveness and a mighty reward. Whereas they who are bent on denying the truth, creating oppression and mischief, and giving the lie to our messages, they are destined for eternal misery. O you who have attained to faith, remember the blessings which God bestowed upon you when hostile people were about to destroy you, and God stayed their hands from you. Remain then steadfast and conscious of God, and in God let the believers place their complete trust. Now I'll recite the verses in Arabic. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين لله شهداء بالقسط ولا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم على ألا تعدلوا اعدلوا هو أقرب للتقوى واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم مغفرة وأجر عظيم والذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا أولئك أصحاب الجحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ هم قوم أن يبسطوا إليكم أيديهم فكف أيديهم عنكم واتقوا الله وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون. صدق الله العظيم. Thank you.
Thank you, Amin, for that beautiful recitation. The MWC has had a long history with the Marcus Performing Arts Center. Besides having had 14 galas here, or I take that back, we didn't have one during the pandemic, but we would have had it here. Members of the MWC have been involved in a variety of ongoing projects here with the Marcus Center. We are honored to have the president and CEO of the center, Kevin Guglinto, with us today. Kevin joined the Marcus Performing Arts Center in July 2023, bringing with him more than 25 years of experience. He was instrumental in elevating the contributions of artists of color across a spectrum of artistic disciplines. This new project aligns with the Marcus Center's commitment to racial equity, diversity, and inclusion. Mr. Guglinto also launched a new internship program at the Marcus Center, providing young people a chance to explore a career in the arts. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Kevin Guglinto to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Aslam, and welcome everyone to the Marcus Performing Arts Center. I am so delighted that you're here and having this 14th celebration of your event with us. It means a great deal, and it means a great deal for us, particularly, when Janan reached out to me and asked me if I would welcome everyone. I am moved by the invitation also because Janan has meant a tremendous amount to our institution at the Marcus Performing Arts Center and throughout our entire community. And she was also at the front end of the work that we had done to make sure that racial equity, diversity, and inclusion was a central tenet to how we serve the community. And the reality is our culture is made up of many different people from diverse backgrounds. And it is our priority to ensure that the artists on our stage and our stages represent that diversity through the work that they're doing so that everyone in this community feels a sense of belonging and feels invited to the art that we are sharing. From throughout the entire institution, whether it's the board, the staff, as I said, the artists on the stage, or even the partners that we have locally, nationally, or internationally, this is a guiding principle for the work that we do, because equity is at the heart of who we are as a culture, which is why we're extremely honored that you're all having your event here. It's the work that you are doing, and to foster a nation that has understanding between cultures and equity among those people that we are all among in this society that makes us a great nation and makes us a great community. So with that, I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful evening, and thank you for being here at the Marcus Performing Arts Center.
Thank you, Kevin. The Muslim Women's Coalition is honored to continue partnering with your great team. Now, I want to remind everyone that we have a fantastic auction taking place, so don't let people outbid you. We're going to get dinner started now, and it's kind of buffet style, so please wait for the wait staff to call your tables. And I'm going to see you right after dinner. Enjoy.
Assalamu alaikum. Sorry to interrupt, but we got word that there is a Ford, black Ford, license plate 691 YHC. It's illegally parked on State Street. And there's another white Ford truck, KL9293. So if it just happens to be for anyone here, please make sure you move them so you don't get towed. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. As you guys enjoy your food, I just want to send another reminder out for the silent auction because we will be shutting that down at a certain point. So you can periodically go back and make sure somebody didn't outbid you. And there will be one live auction art piece as well. It's out in the corner that way. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's enjoyed their dinner and table conversations. Please join me in thanking the chef and the staff for the wonderful meal. All right, I'm super excited to introduce our amazing MC and comedian for the night. Yasmine Elhady is a comedian, attorney, and matchmaker renowned for her humor, warmth, and ability to inspire action. A passionate advocate for refugees and women's rights, Yasmine blends her sharp wit with a commitment to social impact. Her comedy career has taken her to stages worldwide, including the Kennedy Center, and her television credits include NBC's True Story with Ed Helms and Randall Park. Yasmine will star in Hulu's highly anticipated series Muslim Matchmaker, debuting on February 10th, 2024, where she explores cultural identity and relationships with a comedic lens. Yasmine's work has been featured on NPR, Netflix is a Joke Radio on SiriusXM, and The Washington Post. She uses her comedy as a tool for social justice, challenging stereotypes, and fostering empathy. In addition to her entertainment accomplishments, she has had a distinguished career in public service, holding roles such as Chief of Staff at the Executive Office of Immigration Review, and currently as Senior Legal Advisor at the U.S. Department of Justice. She earned her BA from Emory University, her JD from UCLA School of Law, and her Master's in Public Policy from Princeton University. Based in Washington, D.C., she balances her career with motherhood and a passion for empowering communities. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Yasmine Elhady.
Oh my God, that was long. Oh man, Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I got a new management team and they did their job. That's good. Hello, everyone. Assalamu alaikum to the Muslims. How many Muslims do we have in this room? Can I hear you? No, don't raise your hand like a quiet Muslim. I want to hear you. Can you clap? Make some noise? I love it. Even you, guy with the yellow, you, hello, hi sir. Yellow tie. Are you Muslim? I love it. Are you Palestinian? You're Syrian. Okay, love it. Yes, come on, give it up for the Syrians. Doing a victory lap, right? You're also Syrian. You're Palestinian? I love that you wanted me to know that. Thank you. It's good I'm so happy you're here. That's good. And okay, if you're not Muslim, can I hear you? You're losing. You are losing, and today you're gonna be Muslim. If you want to say with me that you love MWC, just say, are you ready? La ilaha illallah. It just means I love MWC, but in Arabic. Could you just say it really? Yeah. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. It's long. Muhammad Rasulullah is. People are like, what is happening up here? I'm not used to being behind a podium, guys, and these people are taking my pictures really close. Hey, Leela. This is, hello, okay. Please stop. I'm so happy to be here. I want to just thank the Muslim Women's Coalition here in Milwaukee for bringing me. Just give it up, you guys, for how much that they've done. Their statewide impact. Now, I'm sure their national impact. I really am amazed by this place, since I don't know many cities, even much smaller than Milwaukee, that are doing the same kind of work with partners like the Muslim Women's Coalition. I also did not know that Milwaukee was in Wisconsin. I had no idea. I thought it was in Minnesota. I'm not even kidding about that. I thought did someone boo Minnesota? That's random, bro. But I thought that's how you know that I'm like a true American, like no geography whatsoever. I went to public school my whole life and I'm like, what? Where am I? I'm so happy to be here. I love all the Palestinian love in the room, not just the guy who's happy about it, but there was a Korean woman and a Palestinian. Where is this Korean woman? Is she gone? She was is she also Korean? No. Hello. Can you stand up, please? Because this is phenomenal. Stand up, please. This is amazing. I love it. Thank you. First of all, this guy tried to take credit. You said your wife is Korean. Is that what you were doing? Just stop talking, mister. You are not, this is not your show. You could be a comedian next time. This is so beautiful. This is the traditional Korean outfit, yes? And then she's got this gorgeous, beautiful keffiyeh on. Fantastic. So that's really amazing. Wow. In Milwaukee. And there's so much other beautiful signs of solidarity with Palestine, yes, including this purse. So if you want to buy this purse, I don't get anything from it. It's wearumna.com, but for every purse, she actually gives a donation to the Palestinian Children Relief Fund, who I love. I've raised over $1 million for the Palestinian Children Relief Fund just this year. I love this organization. So I'm not Palestinian. Cat's out the bag, I know. Yeah, I'm not Palestinian, I know, now we can't be friends. But I have, Demi Filistini, in my heart, in my veins, I am Palestinian because we are all Palestinian, because we are all with the oppressed people. So we're all Syrian, we're all Palestinian, we're all Afghan. Okay, we're not all Afghan, not all of us. Just my children. My children are half Afghan. Can you believe that? You're Kashmiri? We're all Kashmiri. You're right, we're all Kashmiri. Thank you. I don't want to ever forget the plight of the Kashmiri people. Yes, we're all Kurds. There's so many oppressed people throughout our entire community, and today we're here to talk about empowering our communities and making sure that there are places that are like safety canopies. They protect people. They give people an opportunity as a platform to get the job training that they need, to get the opportunities that they need, to get the representation that they need to be able to really get on their feet. And that's exactly what the Muslim Women's Coalition is all about. I really loved the founder, Jinan, coming up here and giving us the license plates of the people who were double parked. That felt like a masjid event, and I want to tell you that feels authentic, and I like it. Literally, there's, I can't believe the sound system works. Like those are the two things that we can't get right, and I love that about you. Did we move? Did the Ford Bronco move? Well, they probably got caught by the police. So as I was coming up here, there was an old guy on the stairs. I'm sorry, I called you old. You called yourself old. You said it to me. He goes, I'm an old guy. I'm gonna take the stairs, but you can take the elevator. What a flex. He's like, this is my wife, Coco. She would take the stairs with me. And I was like, oh my, okay, so we're taking the stairs, man. I was like, I can bench press 300 pounds. That's what I told him. And Coco had a knee replacement. And he made us go up those stairs. So I'm really happy to be in Milwaukee is what I'm trying to say, where you guys flex over random things, like not being from Minnesota. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and why I'm here, because it's so random, I know. So I'm half Egyptian, half Libyan, but I'm a refugee in this country because my dad was a teeny tiny bit like a smidge in the Gaddafi regime. A tiny bit. Right, where you're like, what does that taste like? Is that cumin? Spicy. It's dictatorship. That's what it tastes like. You know, sir. Yes, you look like a white tyrant. Anyway, so you're a very good man, David Liners. It doesn't matter. Thank you for being here. So Gaddafi, my dad was a cabinet minister in the Gaddafi regime, okay? So not low-key, high-key. Okay, but stay with me. I said I was a refugee, okay? I'm on the right side of history, okay? Everyone's getting real nervous, okay? My dad morally abstained against the Gaddafi regime, and then he moved our family 6 countries. He hopped 6 countries. No one wanted Libyans. We're popular, but no one liked us at the time, and we were just trying to find a country to land, and only the United States took us in, and we came here, and we came to the freedom and safety of these United States in 1990. Yes. Yes, America, yes. America's a complicated place, There's good things and bad things about this place, but it's a tiny country. It's not even 300 years old. Like it's a toddler. Like it's gonna put utensils in the sockets. Like it's gonna electrocute itself. It's gonna mess up, right? But we have to have grace with it because it's doing, it's also doing some good work. And so we came here, and then my parents took us to a place that was neither free nor safe, Alabama. That's where I grew up. It was easy, so that's why I do comedy. It's so bad. It was so bad. And, my parents, like, I was the sixth of 6 kids. So by the time they got to me, they were like, raise yourself. We're so exhausted. So if I was going to go to college, it was going to be on me. They were like, whatever, if you can write your name, you'll be fine. Like, they didn't care. And so I worked so hard. I was like, I got to get myself out of Alabama. So I worked really hard. And alhamdulillah, I got a scholarship. I got a full ride to go to Emory University. So I went to Emory. And when I got there, guys, I realized a full ride is not actually a full ride. You have to pay for your books. Okay. And I was a double major, double minor. So those were $3,000 a semester. So I was like, where do I get the free books? How does that work? And they're like, you have to work. You have to go get jobs. I took 2 jobs. And I remember Siraj Hajj came into our area. And if you don't know who Siraj Hajj is, I'll tell, because you guys are white. You're white. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you who he is, okay? So it's not, it just is what it is. Siraj Hajj is an amazing scholar and leader of a community out in New York. He's African American. He's a convert to Islam. And he basically has, like, been the doorway to many American Muslims to find their identity as Muslims, okay? And he reminds us of the good things, and he's always dressed in shalwar kameez, which is like the traditional Pakistani dress. So he's always wearing this like long white kurta and like long white pants, like shalwar kameez, doesn't matter. Okay. I know I just said a bunch of words, but he's always dressed like a little angel. That's what I want you to know. Okay, so he comes in to our school in 2004, and earthquake in Pakistan had destroyed, the country. It was a terrible, devastating loss. And he came in, and he got us in a room. It was like this, and it was all students. It was 100 kids in there, okay? I was 18 at the time, and he's like, everyone in here is gonna give. Everyone in here is gonna give to the Pakistani cause. Everyone. And I was like, he can't be talking to me. I'm a student. I work 2 jobs. When you try not to make eye contact with a person because you think, if I can't see them, they can't see me. Like I was a toddler, hiding. And he was like, everyone in here I want you to give until it hurts. What? He's like, I want you to give until you're broken. I was like, well, I am broke. What do you mean by that? He's like, until your fear is broken, your ego is broken, all the waswasa, all the little whispers that tell you don't do the good thing, you can't afford it, don't give, don't break all of that. Because when you give in charity, you will always be replenished in ways that you can't even fully imagine today. من حيث لا يحتسب, that's what the Quran says. In ways that you can't even fully fathom, you will be replenished and you will never be decreased. I'm like, well, the bank flow going low. Sheikh, like, what am I gonna do? And he was like, everyone in here has to give, and I want you to give until it hurts, and whatever number you had in your mind, each one of you is gonna give, and at least $1,000. Now, I had never seen $1,000 in my life at that point, okay? I didn't know what president was on the $1,000 bill, but I didn't like him. My mom had given me a $100 bill at the beginning of my sophomore year, and she's like, please clean yourself up. That's what she said, because she's the most judgmental human being I've ever met. And I love her, but she's who she is. And I had the $100, and I was afraid to use it, because Benjamin Franklin felt good in my pocket, and I didn't want to use him. And I was like, I could save this for a rainy day. And I had a student account. Okay, I had $77.25 in the student account. And he said, everyone in here is going to give $1,000. Now, at this point, I actually melted into my chair. Like, I just disappeared. I didn't want to. I just literally went down. I was in the very corner. I was like in the right corner of the room, and I just literally got under the table. I did not want to look at him. Everyone in that room gave $1,000, okay? I was the last person. I thought a ghost had raised my hand. It was like a jinn. You don't know what I'm talking about, but a ghost raised my hand. And I was like, am I really going to give $1,000? I mean, I'm the last person to give $1,000. I guess I'll have to give it. I had no idea how I was going to pay that money. I actually started crying. I got to my dorm, and I was like, what have you done? That's what I told myself. And I was like, no. You're going to give until it hurts. You have to give a lot. And he said, the more you give, especially in a tight need, that is actually the thing that is weighty with God. That's the thing that the universe will really reward you for, when you give when it is difficult for you to give. Not when you give and you're sitting on a mountain of money. And I was like, well, I'm on a molehill. I'm going to try to give, this Benjamin Franklin in my pocket. Now, the Quran says in Surah Ali Imran, in chapter 3, verse 92, it says, you will not attain goodness until you give of what you love. I knew I had to give away that $100 bill. I loved it too much. It was burning a hole in my pocket. And I was like, Benjamin, I have to give you up. And I went to the bank and I said, how much money do I need to leave in this account for the account to be open? They said, $20. You gotta have $20 in here. So I took out 50. I left $22.25 in my bank account. And I put the 50 and I put the 100 together and I made my first payment on that $1,000 pledge. That week, I got a message from Emory University, from the Goodsey White Rich Fellowship, and they said, hey, your GPA is over 3.9. Your books are now covered. I'm telling you, it was like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, Allah is real? Is this religion haqq? Is this religion the truth? Are you listening, David and Julie? And Kevin? And sir, you feel Muslim. You're Muslim already. Are you? No, but there's always time. Oh, he's a minister? Perfect. You will do the Lord's good work on our side. We gotta switch his team, guys. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for being here. So I remember that happened. It took me, guys, I've had to pick up a third job. I worked it on the weekends. It took me 1.5 years to fulfill my $1,000 pledge. 1.5 years of working 3 jobs every week and trying to maintain an over 3.9 GPA. It was insanity. At the very end, I had applied to be to get a scholarship or to be a fellow to pay for grad school, okay? I was a Soros Fellowship finalist. I was a Rhodes Scholar finalist. I was a Marshall Scholar finalist. I was a Truman Scholar finalist. I never won. I got to the very end, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Later, I would be a bride twice, and who cares? It doesn't even... Anyways, I didn't win any of the scholarships, and I was like, how am I going to get to grad school? How am I going to do this? Allah, your turn, Allah. Your move. What do I do? And nothing worked. And I felt so lost, and there was so much racism in this process. I can't even tell you guys, because this was like war on terror, like alert high. It was after September 11th. It was bad. So I remember I was like, I gotta fulfill my last pledge. It's gotta be a big deal. So I bookended it. I said $150. That's gonna be my last pledge. And I went and I put down the 150, and I just was like, okay, this is alhamdulillah. The debt that I had, that $1,000 debt, felt like hot coals in my stomach, right? It felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. And when I gave that last $150, I was like, oh, I can die. Now I can die. I felt like I was clean enough to die. Because I wasn't going to owe anything that I had said I was going to do and did not do it. That was very important to me. I do as I say, and I say as I do. This is the prophetic principle. And if we could just get everyone to do that, I think everyone would be Muslim. Anyway, so I get a call, and they say, is this Yasmin Elhady that week? And I was like, it is if you're white. Who is this? And they said, oh, this is the American University in Cairo. And I was like, well, you should know better. Who is this? They were like, oh, well, we're really excited to have you join us for grad school. I was like, what are you talking about? I said, oh, your teachers, Mahmoud al-Batten and Kristen Bruce, said they turned in your exams and what you wrote for your Arabic minor. And I was a Middle Eastern Studies. It was one of my majors in Arabic minor. And we're really excited to give you a position in our class to do your graduate fellowship in Arabic. What? I got a full ride to go to the American University in Cairo that day. Once I got there, guess who came into my dreams? Siraj Wahaj. White on white, looking like an angel. And he said, you're not giving until it hurts. I was like, what do you mean? I'm a student. I gave everything. He said, no, you have more to give. You need to give until it hurts, until you are broken. I was like, okay, Siraj, all right. So I was on the metro the next day. I woke up, I was on the metro, there's a little girl. She said, I really like your necklace. This is my gold necklace. It's the only gold I owned. It's what I was born with. I took off my gold necklace, I gave it to her. When I did that, I got an email from the UCLA School of Law, and they said, we've been trying to contact you for your resume. We think that you're in Cairo. We'd love to get you a full merit scholarship to go to UCLA. I got to go to law school for free. Let me tell you, okay, because this didn't end. Then I go there. Siraj comes in my dream again, and I'm like, this is enough. That's enough, right? I did what I was supposed to do. He's like, no, it's not enough. You need to give more. I was like, but this is a tough spot. Like, I really am in a tough spot. He's like, sell something. That's what he told me in my dream. He said, sell something. I was like, blood plasma? What am I selling? What is happening? I woke up, I found something. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell it. So I sold. And I gave that money. And I got a call from John Templeton from Princeton University. He said, we would love to have you, to give you a full merit-based scholarship to go to Princeton. Now, when I tell you that that $1,000 donation turned into a $450,000 ROI, I'm not exaggerating. The $1,000 in my time of difficulty turned into basically a $500,000 return. And that is God's work. That is God's work in your life. It is. It's the universe. It's manifesting. It's whatever these people are talking about right now in the pseudo-spirituality. It's karma. It's whatever. It's fine. It's good. It's good. Yes, it's all those things. Because they're all based on that same truth. The truth is, all of it is based on the same truth, which is the good energy that you put out is the good energy that you receive. Okay? I'm done pitching you why you should give money to MWC. Okay? Everyone in here is giving. Everyone. Including you, cutie. Yeah, you. With the pink bow, looking all adorable. You could do a couple lemonade stands. And you too, young man with the glasses. Yes, you. With the cute little hair, looking like a TikTok star. Yeah, you. You could be raking. You could be baking. You could do something, right? Every one of us needs to teach our children the importance of giving to charity. And there is really no organization like MWC that is doing this work in the name of Muslim women. Come on, Muslim women. Beautiful. I just came back from Umrah, alhamdulillah. Allah blessed me with Umrah. In the Umrah, there's only tawaf and sa'i, which means you go around that black cube. That's, we believe, the first house of God, first house of worship. We go around 7 times. And we remember God, and we praise God, and we show our gratitude. And then we perform a rite between 2 mountains. We go between 2 mountains doing the same type of remembrance 7 times. And it's to commemorate Hagar, when she is left in the desert by Abraham, okay, peace be upon him. And she's left with her baby Ishmael in her hands. And he's like, I gotta go. And she's like, did God tell you to do this, Ishmael? Who told you? He said, yes. God said, okay, he will not forsake us. But this woman did not stop. She showed the effort. She went between the 2 mountains, searching for water, searching for people, searching for help as her baby is crying in her arms. And we commemorate her. We commemorate a Muslim woman. Name me another Abrahamic faith that has a religious rite like that to commemorate a woman. Doesn't exist. And that's why you should be a Muslim. Okay, so every year, we're inviting a sampling of partners from the Muslim Women's Coalition to talk about the importance of the work and the impact of the work of MWC. And we operate something called Our Peaceful Home, which is one of 7 culturally specific family violence organizations here in Milwaukee. I am so excited and thrilled to be introducing our first partner up here. Telling us a little bit more about the relationship between the City of Milwaukee and Our Peaceful Home is Karen Tyler. She's the operations manager for City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety. She leads efforts to address community violence, gender-based violence, family violence, and with an extensive background in serving vulnerable populations, she's dedicated her career to public safety and wellness. After losing her own son to gun violence in 2011, Karen's work has become deeply personal. And her mission is to create safer communities and support those affected by violence. Please join me in giving a big warm welcome to Ms. Karen Tyler.
Thank you so much. Hard act to follow. So, as she said, my name is Karen Tyler. I am the operations manager for the City of Milwaukee Office of Community Wellness and Safety, formerly known as the Office of Violence Prevention. We do a lot of work in the city. We're working behind the scenes to deal with retaliatory violence, domestic violence, gender-based violence. And then we also provide a lot of healing and wellness through credible clinicians and healers in the city, as well as healing hubs across the city. We do a lot of great work with the Commission on Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault, and that's where we connected with, I gotta stop saying Milwaukee and just say the Muslim Women's Coalition. And I have to say they are such an amazing partner because they take a serious stand for our communities and for their specific communities. They do it with grace, they do it with humility, and they do it with fierceness. I've stood beside them as we fought for different things, for different rights. It's just interesting how people even challenge the work of prevention, but they're there to educate people, to also bring the cultural awareness that is so needed, especially to our vulnerable communities, and as well as many other things. We've educated the police department, we've sat on panels with council members, and we've just done a lot of great work. I am truly honored to be in collaboration with this organization, and I know with the expansion, they would do amazing work. I've seen different challenges that they've had to face. They would come to us, they would rally different partners, and they would do what needed to be done for different people that have been affected by violence. They are a very committed partner, and this is a very, very, this organization is just amazing, for sure. So, you know, it just shows our work because it's like the comedian was saying, there's different cultures here, but we're all here together for a specific reason, you know, and we really have to look at equity. We have to look at what does that mean, especially in today's climate. A lot of different things, people are faced with many things, even this particular organization with the lack of funding, with the cuts in funding. And so we're all just trying to huddle together to see how we can support this work because truly in Milwaukee, we need this organization for sure. We've had people show up to even crime scenes and they may not know the cultural dynamics that need to take place, you know? So imagine they're already dealing with the dynamic of the violent incident, but then to have people come in and not even have the awareness needed to give them the support they need. And that's why this is so vitally important that we talk about this today and we support their work. And I am just honored and I am proud to be a partner of the Muslim Women's Coalition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. The check is in the mail. Thank you for lying. Thank you. Just joking. You're amazing. I didn't finish to say that at the end of that religious rite where we're going between the mountains, what happens is that Hagar, the baby, underneath his feet, she falls to the ground. Underneath his feet comes the spring of water, and it changes everything. An entire civilization basically is built around that spring. It's called Zemzem, and it still gives water today. And it's a water that heals, and it's also the truth. Okay, so I am so happy. Thank you, Karen, for everything that you shared, and I'm sorry for your loss, and I'm hoping that your work helps other mothers not lose their children. 2 years ago, South Division High School reached out to the Muslim Women's Coalition to assist with programming for their Asian and African students, many of them refugees. And South Division High School is the most diverse school in the state. The principal of South Division High School, Dr. Jose Trejo, has served in a number of nonprofit boards, including as president of the board of the largest immigrant rights organization in this state. I can't do it. Thank you. Voces de Frontera. Thank you, Julie Clark. Trejo has served on the board of the Milwaukee Teachers Education Association, where he advocated for a number of initiatives around bilingual education. He's also a proud father of a bilingual son. Joining Dr. Trejo up here is going to be Mumtaz Osman, a senior at South Division High School, originally from Somalia, and he speaks Arabic, Somali, and English. Oh, it's a woman. Sorry, I love you, Mumtaz. She has been part of the African and Asian Spiritual Connection Group from the very beginning. Let's please give a warm round of applause as a welcome to Dr. Jose Trejo and Mumtaz Osman. May you drink from the spring of Zamzam, everyone.
So good evening, everybody. So my name is Dr. Jose Trejo. I am the proud principal at South Division High School. So before I begin to tell you about the amazing supports that the Muslim Women's Coalition provides for our students, if you can please let me tell you about our school. So South Division High School has one of the most diverse student populations in the state. Our student body speaks over 26 different languages, and we are home to an international newcomer center program that provides much needed supports to immigrant and refugee students. Given our student population and the needs of our students, we are very appreciative of the amazing work that the Muslim Women's Coalition does with our students. They provide so much support for our students around self-identity, developing healthy relationships, dealing with social media, mental health supports, and dealing with stress, among many other supports. The coalition also works with our students to set long-term and short-term goals. Our students are so appreciative of the additional supports, and we look forward to continue working with the Muslim Women's Coalition. And with that, I am actually going to turn it over to one of our students who has been participating in this programming, Montes.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone is having a nice night so far. Today I'm here to talk about the African Asian Spiritual Connection Club at my school, South Division High School, and how it really helped me be a better Muslim and do good at my schoolwork too. However, I would like to share my journey to understand more why this club is really important to me. I would like to share my journey to the United States. I came to the United States 5 years ago, not knowing that I would be meeting people that have the same religion and beliefs as me. But this club showed me people who have same religion as me and stories that match my story too. This is it. And one of the biggest benefits I got from this club is that I see people who have the same beliefs as me and same interests as me. And oh my fucking God, I'm so sorry, you guys. It just sounds like. Thank you. And at the same time, thank you. Thank you so much. And at the same time, we can encourage each other to be better Muslims and do good in our schoolwork too at the same time. In our school, students are in different separated language classes in groups. One for English speakers, English and Spanish speakers, and people who are learning English. And this club allows me to see students from every program. I'm thankful for the program and to join a club like this, and I really appreciate whoever made it possible to have this kind of great club in my school. Now, I would like to mention some of the things that we did last year in the club. We did perfume making, mental health, healthy relationships, henna fundraiser, how to stay connected to your dean, college pathways, etc. And I would like to thank my principal for allowing us to have this kind of great club at our school. And one more thing I would like to add, to remember our sisters and brothers in Palestine and to pray for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the big smile on our faces, guys. Both of you, just amazing to see the important collaborations that MWC has with the area schools and the impact that programming has on the community. So I really hope that you can be generous today, even if you've sponsored, to give today, to give more. Look, Auntie's laughing, but Auntie, you're gonna pay. I can see it. Auntie, you need to do it. You need to get the thing you want. Okay, so the State Department regularly welcomes international groups specifically designated to the United States to expand their experience and knowledge about the United States. And the unique nature of the organization, the various work and projects that MWS does, makes this a pretty popular destination. And tell us a little bit more about why the MWC is often selected as Dr. Paul Trebian. Yes? Okay. CEO and president of the International Institute of Wisconsin. Wow. A native of Alaska and a member of the Tlingit tribe. Yeah, okay. Dr. Trebian's career spans over 35 years of leadership experience in higher education and the nonprofit sector, including 8 years on the International Institute's board of directors. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Paul Trebian.
Dekich tech, chaak, wishkitan, datkutis, ayahat, gunashish hati ati. And what that means is I am long seafaring bird of the Tlingit tribe, Eagle House, Shark clan. My mother's name is Little Eagle, and ayahat means I am. Gunashish Hatiati means thank you all for coming. And the reason why I speak that right now is the primary reason is my mother told me to. My mother, she and my grandmother said, make sure you let them know that you are still here. Make sure you use the phrase, we are. And then she paused. And I go, Grandma, is there more to we are? Oh, you're a smart boy. You need to fill that in. And that fills in based on who you're around. So I went about my business as a 7-year-old. When I became 8, I decided I'm going to be a rich man. I'm going to go talk to my grandma about that. And she says, oh, that's really nice. And then I encountered difficulties that we all face of who we are, the color of our skin, the things that we believe. And I was really confused. And I went to my grandmother and I said, Grandma, what are we supposed to do? And she looked at me and smiled, gave me a hug. And she said, what we need to do is to give until it hurts. I was amazed at what you said. And I go, what do you mean? I said, well, when somebody oppresses you, help them. I was just astounded, and I said, she goes, trust me, it's going to take a lifetime to figure out how to do that, but try. And so I started doing that. I started learning about our tribe, that we're supposed to be stewards. I found out in our history, we're a First Nation, that we would welcome newcomers. Oh, that sounds familiar, refugees. We would welcome newcomers, and we would help them survive on our land without any expectation of anything in return. They would try to take our land, and then we would actually help them know how to use our land because we were still there. And we would help them, and they would start working side by side. And so when I got older, and I was in college, and I could actually communicate more, my grandmother wasn't around, but my mother still was. And I said, boy, what are we supposed to do with this knowledge? And she said, you're supposed to give. Keep on giving. You're supposed to help people. That's who we are. And so when you think about it, that's one of the reasons why we have this right here. Advocacy, education, outreach. International Institute of Wisconsin is a wonderful organization, been around for a long time. But what resonates with International Institute of Wisconsin is that we are advocates for mutual understanding. We're charged with educating the community about what the true meaning of inclusion is. And I'm not talking about a dictionary one. I'm talking about inclusion in action. And so we do that with MWC. And I'm going to do some technical things here. I had to write it down. My staff are wonderful. They gave me all these points. It's a long-lasting collaboration, an enduring partnership, fostering this cross-cultural and profound impact for community engagement. The Department of State's International Visitors Leadership Program, it's a wonderful program where they bring leaders from all over the world to come. And this coalition is very important to that work because it is a very concentrated, positive impact of what does it mean to actually help and educate people and to promote things like their expertise and commitment through the local networks and the diverse regions from all over the world come to see the resilience that we have. So if I were to describe Native Americans, Native Alaskans with the groups here, we are. Remember that? She said, remember, say that, we are. So today I'm going to say we are enduring. We are resilient. This is so important for us to continue to do that. And it takes resources to do that. So we, together here, we're supporting everybody that comes here, newcomers from other cultures and other community groups, and to help them navigate the challenges and empowering them to thrive. So I would encourage you to figure out what does that mean. It could be money, but my grandma also told me that it's acts. Acts that we do is what we give. And then she said, when just before she passed away, she said, you know, Paul, I remember you said you wanted to be a rich man. And I said, yeah. I'm not sure what that means anymore. And she goes, well, that's the first step in becoming a rich man. And here's how you're a rich man. Look at all the potlatches that the Native Alaskans do. The house, the eagle house and the raven house. They marry each other, but the eagle house takes care of the raven house, and the raven house takes care of the eagle house. And they give until they can't give. And that is what being rich in Tlingit is all about, is you give, and then you give. And then all of a sudden you find somebody behind you giving something to you that you need. You don't even have to say anything because as you're giving, they return in kind. So as a closer, we don't say goodbye. We say Iguayakwan, which is be brave. So I challenge you, be brave. Make your art. Be brave. Preserve your language. Be brave. Wear your traditional clothes. Be brave. Don't be afraid to show who you are, because as we learn to work together, as we learn to find our similarities, as we learn to discover our differences, we can celebrate those differences, and instead, we don't try to eliminate those differences. Because together we're stronger, and IIW is so proud to be standing here. So, Iguayakwan, Gunashish Ahuni, which is thank you, friend. Iguayakwan.
That was so sweet. I can't make fun of you. Oh, it was so good. But for the acts need to be of money. Auntie, I need the money. We're gonna try to raise $100,000 today, just like Imam Siraj had tried to raise $100,000 in that room. It was 100 kids. We raised $100,000 because every kid gave $1,000. So you guys, there's more of you here. Okay. I'm really excited now to introduce our next speaker. For 30 years, MWC has been a well-known leader in interfaith, and with the Milwaukee Inner-City Congregations Allied for Hope, an interfaith, multiracial organization that empowers those in Milwaukee to organize against systemic racism and oppression, they've been able to find a beautiful partner. And to talk about that collaboration is Reverend Dr. Richard Shaw, a minister at St. Matthew's CME Church, a transformative leader with 27 years in pastoral leadership and president of MICAH, Micah, and maybe a Muslim. Okay, come on up.
Good evening. Before I begin to speak, let me let you all know that you're in trouble this evening. I don't know if you've ever had a black pastor from Alabama to speak. And there are two things I know how to do that I have to try to keep under control, is that when you have a black pastor from Alabama speaking, we have yet to learn the difference between giving a speech and a sermon. And sometimes our sermons will change gears about 5 times. And if you're really good at it, you'll end it with a song. So you won't get that tonight. The second thing is we know how to raise an offering. We'll do it a little differently than what is being done here. Because at home we would say, where are my $1,000 givers? Hold your checks up. Stand up. Where are my $500 givers? And we'll keep going around the room until we get everything that we need. But I won't do that to you tonight. I'll just encourage you to support our Muslim Women's Coalition. We appreciate the relationship that we have with you. Micah has been serving Milwaukee for 36 years, an organization that is multi-faith as well as multiracial. We believe in diversity. We believe that we can come together for a central purpose, and that is to uplift the oppressed and to give hope to those who have been crushed. The work that we have done, we have a coalition on lead emergency, education, health equity, jobs and economic development, racial equity, transportation, and we all belong, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But I'm excited tonight that there's one among us, your founder, Janan, who serves as the chair of the Religious Leaders Caucus for Micah. She has the responsibility of bringing all of us together in one room with our different theologies, with our different perspectives, to keep us centered on the work that we have been called to do, and that is the work of justice. You all give Janan a hand. Mike is connected with our state affiliate Wisdom. David Liners is our organizer. And the work that has been done through Micah could not have been as successful as it has been without your partnership. Last year, around October, I believe, we launched our We All Belong campaign. It was a campaign that addressed white Christian nationalism, a movement in this country that aims to oppress people with a sector and interpretation of Christianity that we do not agree with. It is one that excludes where we believe in inclusion. We believe in that dream of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, of the beloved community, where we can sit down at a table, in spite or despite differences, to be able to come together on common ground, to transform our communities and to transform our world. It was through the We All Belong campaign that Janan and the Muslim Women's Coalition supported. Janan was right there by my side as we did interviews for CNN and other local mediums in order to get the word out that there are people of faith in Milwaukee who will not stand for oppression through religion of any sort. It was an honor to work with her. It's an honor to work with you. And so tonight, I encourage you to support, to give, to get involved, to be a part of. And I just believe together we can make a difference. Now, like I said, I won't preach, but there's a song that comes out of my African American experience. It says, I need you, you need me. We are all a part of God's body. And so tonight, I just want to say that we all belong, and we all belong together. And we really thank you, and we appreciate you. Have a blessed night.
Okay, you get to stay Christian. God, you're so good at it. You're so good at that Christianity. What part of Alabama are you from? Roll Tide. What part of Alabama are you from? Are you from Tuscaloosa? Where are you from? Marion. I love it. I'm from Huntsville. I'm from North Alabama. My parents still live there. It's terrible. Yep. Okay. So our silent auction ends at 7:30 p.m. today, guys. So if you haven't put in your bids outside, just know that you have 4 minutes to do so. So just stay here. But hopefully we'll, at the end, you'll get to see if you won your bid by taking a look at the silent auction pledges outside. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Shaw, for all the work that you do. 6 years ago, the Muslim Women's Coalition began Our Peaceful Home, a family strengthening and domestic abuse program. And in the state, with expertise working with a diverse Muslim population, MWC rose to the forefront. Basima, Yasmine is what I met. Is formerly a high school English teacher and administrator, and she is the program coordinator for Our Peaceful Homes. Basima's passion lies in advocacy through education, and she feels fortunate to be serving the diverse Muslim community. What these ladies are putting up here are the live auction items. There's a bid right now for $750, so we'll start it at $850. We're going to see if anyone is. This is valued at $2,000 right after Basima speaks. But take a look at how beautiful these things are. Look at these beauties. Please join me in welcoming Basima Yasmin to the stage.
I know it's an old name. It's Basima. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And yes, my luck, I follow the pastor. So I'm here today basically to speak about the work that we do at Our Peaceful Home. What we do is change lives. It is just as simple as that. But our work is done confidentially and anonymously. So you will not see our clients giving speeches or getting awards, but they exist, and they are your neighbors, your sons, friends, mom, your patient, your students. They are all of our sisters. Since we opened our doors over 5 years ago, we have assisted over 400 women and over 600 children. 98% of our clients are mothers with an average of 3 to 4 children each, and 99% of them do not speak English. Many of them do not drive and have no family here. But instead of giving you numbers and lists of all the things we do and all the partners we work with, I thought it would be better to tell you about Fatima. That's what we're going to call her, at least, Fatima. Fatima's mother first reached out to us over 3 years ago through Facebook. She was very worried because she had not heard from her daughter for close to a year. Her mother told us that Fatima went to the US after getting married and that she now had small children, and she was basically afraid for Fatima's safety. When we were able to finally get a hold of Fatima, we were shocked at the situation that we found her, but I will not go into details about that. All I can say is that we had a lot of work ahead of us. especially since she did not possess even an ID or any documents to her name. So we had to start from scratch. In the 3 years that we've been working with Fatima, we were able to get her and her children into a safe home. We were able to get one of her children diagnosed and treated for a medical condition. We assisted her in enrolling her in English classes, driving classes, work, employment. But perhaps the greatest challenge was also assisting her with her immigration status, since her husband had never filed any paperwork and she was out of status. I will make a long, long story short by telling you that Fatima is now a happy, independent mother whose children are thriving in this community. Thank you. All of us in our office will never forget the immense gratitude shown to us by not just Fatima, but her mother when she was finally able to come to this country and see her child after 7 years of not seeing her and meeting her grandchildren for the first time. Stories like this, like Fatima, are not unique, and her success and the success of all of our clients are not a result of only our work, but also come about through the generosity of this community. So I want to thank many of you who have donated money, who have donated your time, your services. I know I've reached out to many of you to help assist, whether you're a doctor, a therapist, teachers, throughout. You own furniture stores, you've heard from us. The Hanan people have helped us a lot. MCHC, I know, is here. We've taken advantage of your therapists. I don't know if Brother Salah is here, and his furniture stores has been very generous. I know Dura Services is here, has helped us with tax and immigration applications. So, and a lot of individuals, and forgive me if I left anyone behind, but this just shows that if we all come together, we can all change people's lives, and make more and more peaceful homes. So thank you very much, and give generously. Thank you.
Thank you, Basma, for all the work you do to protect survivors, and you left your phone. I love you. Or is this you, baby? Okay. Because I already know she's going to be like, what? No, you're not. You're perfect. Here you go. Okay. Okay, so really quick, guys, we're going to transition to this live auction. Look at these beauties. This is a two-piece set. One says Alhamdulillah, and the other one says MashaAllah. So Alhamdulillah means all praise be to God, and MashaAllah means God has willed it, which is another way of saying, wow, I like that thing. God has willed it. It's so we can ward off the evil eye. We say it. And to remember that all good things come from God. Also, if you don't know what the evil eye is, good for you, because you've been protected. Okay. It's a really big thing in our culture. Anyways, so these are actually painted by MWC's very own board member and local artist Nadia El-Khoun, and she has her own art gallery called Nadiana Gallery. Did I totally get it wrong? Is that you? No, it's not you. Okay. Is Nadia here? Is the artist here? Hello! Fabulous. Is it El-Khoun? Did I get it right? I messed it up. I'm so sorry. You're so pretty. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I'm going to start off the bid, guys, at $850 because we already have an intro bid at $750. So do I have $850 for these two beautiful placards? Anyone in the room? These are worth $2,000. Thank you. I have $850. Beautiful. Do I have $950 to challenge her? Do I have $950? Do I have $950 to challenge her for these two beautiful? All the proceeds, you get this to take to your home, and the proceeds will go to the incredible programs that you just heard, including our peaceful home. Do I have $950? Anyone want to give until it hurts and get something in return? It's right here. Anyone? At all? $950. Takbir. Say Allahu Akbar. It's okay. We can just tell them it's a call to arms. You don't have to be scared. It means God is the greatest. But anyways, it's not a call to arms. Okay. Thank you, brother. So 950, do I have 1,000? Do I have that perfect Siraj Wahaj number? Anyone in here already thinking about giving $1,000 and want to go home with these two placards? Do I have $1,000 for Alhamdulillah and MashaAllah? $1,000. You get to go home with something in your hand right now, not just your problems, your existential crises. Thank you, $1,000. This seems like a bit of a battle, and I'm into it. Okay, do I have 1,100 to challenge the lady in the beautiful purple and black hijab? Do I have 1,100? 1,100. I know you're discussing it with your spouses. You don't know if you're going to go on vacation or buy these, but you should buy these. 1,100? Anyone? All right, so 1,000 going once, 1,000 going twice. Sold to this young woman for $1,000 from the $2,000 half-off deal you got. God bless you. Thanks for that Siraj Wahaj number, and you get a little something to take home. Thank you. In 2021, when the Afghan evacuees first came to Fort McCoy, the base in Wisconsin, the MWC was the only Muslim organization in Wisconsin invited to the base to discuss the concerns about the conditions of the evacuees. And MWC continued to follow the Afghans as they resettled many months later. And they saw a need that they met in the community. Today, we have 2 students who participated in the classes that MWC provided, and they turned into regular classes for children, sewing sessions for women, and support circles to allow them to transition, to the refugees to transition. Ibrahim Amiri, age 12, he's a 7th grader at Milwaukee Academy of Chinese Language School. He comes from a family of 7, and he's often translating for his younger siblings, and he's been in Milwaukee now for almost 4 years and been a part of the MWC program since resettling. And joining him is going to be a 10-year-old named Sumaya Rahimi, who's a 4th grader at Lincoln Elementary, and she's been in Milwaukee for 3 years, and has 1 younger brother. Her English has improved tremendously since the beginning the program. Let's please make a very warm welcome, guys, to Ibrahim and Sumaya, a 10 and 12-year-old. So brave.
Thank you. You want them to see you? Yeah, come up over here. You want anything? You can hold it. Do you want this?
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. How are you? Okay, my name is Ibrahim, and my last name is Amiri. I am 12 years old. My school is Milwaukee Academy of Chinese Language, and I am in 7th grade. I have been in Milwaukee for 4 years. I live with my family. My family includes my dad, mom, 2 sisters, and 2 brothers. I have been in Milwaukee since 2022, and I have been in Afghan program since 2022. As well, I have come to the body program by bus, and I see my Afghan friends and Muslim friends at the body program, and my mom participates at the program as well. She likes to come to the program because she will meet her friends. I have done many things in the program. I have done art, spelling, math, English, reading, writing, having fun, and more. My favorite memory is when I made a penguin with my siblings. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Do you want to be over here? You can be over here if you want.
Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. My name is Sumaya Rahimi. I'm from Afghanistan. I have been in Milwaukee for 3 years. I'm in 4th grade in Lincoln Elementary School in Wauwatosa. Some stuff that I have learned in the buddy program are art and geography, and a lot more that they have teach. Some of my favorite memory from there are when me and my friends were playing charades and hide and seek and tag, and a lot more that we have played there. I made friends there, and I'm always excited to see my friends when I go there. That is really the main reason why I go there. And my mom works hard on her job, and is also always excited to see her friends when she goes there too. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bisyar khub, Afarin, Sumaya, and Ibrahim. Fantastic. I was just insulting them. Okay, so after 30 years, the Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition is rebranding. What? Rebrand? It is now the Muslim Women's Coalition. Instead of, you just drop Milwaukee. That's good. All right. Okay. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Now you can go nationwide. I like what you're doing. You guys are evil. It's good. With the rebrand came the launch of a comprehensive marketing campaign throughout Milwaukee to lose Milwaukee but still be here. To tell us more about it is Gerard Blanks and Maureen Post, managing partners of cultures and design. Do you guys want me to keep talking? You can just be menacing. Okay, Gerard is a management, communications, and advocacy professional. You just want to keep walking. Professional with several years of experience, including nearly a decade as a public-facing advisor for Milwaukee Film. Yeah, and his work is at the intersection of culture and education. Maureen recently concluded a remarkable 12-year tenure at Milwaukee Film. Is that you, Maureen? Get up here, Maureen, because you're coming with him. Where she see how respectful the woman was. She was like, "I'll just wait until she's done. I'll just wait until she's done." And the guy's like, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this. I love it. I love it." Where she played a pivotal role in pioneering the nationally acclaimed Black Lens program and the Cultures and Communities Initiative. Maureen's new venture is engagement, marketing, consulting, leveraging her experience in arts and culture. Let's meet the culture design team behind the magic, Maureen and Gerard. Look how see how we let you first?
I know, so polite. Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm Maureen from Culture by Design. Very, very grateful to be here tonight. I want to say thank you to Janan right off the bat for giving us this time to share some of the work that we've had a privilege to do over the last several months with MWC. Before we get into the current campaign, I wanted to share a little, as our work with Janan and her team actually started several years ago. As you heard in that intro, both Gerard and myself are formerly of Milwaukee Film. And so we were both heavily involved in bringing the Muslim Film Festival to the Oriental. Through that work, we were able to see firsthand the dedication, intentionality, and scope of Janan's vision. And similarly, Janan was able to see our commitment to cultural inclusivity, storytelling, and advancing equitable awareness. So we collaborated on the film festival for about 5 years before Gerard and I transitioned and now have an organization that we are here with you tonight, Culture by Design. So given all of that previous work, it was a really natural next step when Janan called me earlier this year and brought this Strengthening Communities project to us. Through our work, the core of everything we do is our belief in the power of visual storytelling to foster a deep sense of belonging. We strongly believe in the principle of show, don't tell. We often find that communities, what they tell you they know is something they've never actually seen. So we really rely heavily on storytelling. We focus on creating authentic, compelling visual representations that highlight true stories of people in those communities. This extended into the guiding principle of this campaign that we're going to show you as we began this collaborative work with the team at MWC. So the Connecting Hearts, Strengthening Communities campaign embodies a core message of celebration, empowerment, and strength. Through a combination of powerful imagery and impactful slogans, the campaign serves to showcase Muslim women and girls as business owners, professionals, and leaders that they are. The goal is clear: to challenge harmful stereotypes, celebrate diversity, and celebrate the diversity and strength, and encourage the community to recognize them as integral contributors to Milwaukee's vibrant social fabric. So as was mentioned, in addition to that, we launched the rebrand of the new name. So the new name, Muslim Women's Coalition, represents the expanded mission to foster mutual respect and understanding, not just in Milwaukee, but across the country. So I will turn it over to Gerard here to get into the visuals in just a moment. But this campaign, funded by the United Way Racial Equity Fund grant, you may have seen it already. It's been widely visible in the community. Through social media, billboards, radio, print, and digital ads, This multi-format initiative is about more than just representation. It's about creating real, lasting change through understanding, empathy, and unity in storytelling.
All right, thank you. So we're going to put up the first image. So when Janan pitched the project to us, there were a couple of things to think about. Yes, it's a rebrand, but it's also about thinking about how we move beyond the idea of tolerance, right? That is a word that we like to use a lot, but we wanted to think about what does visual representation mean in terms of how we think of Muslim women and girls, particularly Muslim women wearing hijab. We wanted to show confident images in public spaces. So the first image is, are you all familiar with Taqwa's bakery and restaurant? Of course you are, right? So we thought it would be cool to show a small business owner thriving in Milwaukee. We had a lot of different images, but I think this is the one that both Maureen and Janan thought was the best and was really powerful. So this is where we start. We start with the model and a great photograph. We can move to the next slide. But this is where we end up, right? And this is where the collaborative process takes place. We take the brand colors, we take a slogan, celebrating cultures, building Milwaukee together we thrive, and we put the piece together. We send it over. Naifa says, I think it's a tad bit too dark. Okay, we lighten it up a bit. Janan says, instead of building cultures, let's go with celebrating cultures. The piece comes together. So now we have our first image, our first asset. Then we move to putting them out in the community. So we started with billboards. So we had a static billboard that was on, 794 headed west, but we had about 4 billboards rotating in the Marquette interchange for roughly a month. And then that other billboard, the one, you see my great photography at night at the bottom, that is at the intersection of Oakland and North. We actually launched the campaign sort of simultaneously with working with the MWC on the Muslim Film Festival, Milwaukee Muslim Film Festival. So that board went up right as the festival was ending and just ended maybe a week ago. So that was the first round. Then we went from billboards. We have been working with both WWM and On Milwaukee on a digital marketing campaign. If we can go to the next slide. So these displays have been all over WWM for the past 2 months, actually. And what was kind of cool was because we were able to sort of integrate this campaign with promotion for the Milwaukee Muslim Film Festival, we had a nice overlap, which gave us a couple of extra weeks of visibility. The only problem is it did push back the schedule a bit. You can go to the next one. And then the next one. This is On Milwaukee. On Milwaukee has been doing what they call geo-targeting. So we gave them a list of zip codes and we gave them sort of target demographics, because here was the other thing. Janan was very explicit about saying, I don't want to just preach to the choir. This campaign is really about reaching non-Muslims, right? So taking the marketing plan they already had, we created this profile, and we had about 6 different profiles. And so On Milwaukee has been really successful in reaching a crowd outside of the Muslim community. That piece, the pieces on Milwaukee have already reached over 1 million people to date. That along with the billboards, and we had about 7 of them running, which reached about 1 million people a day. All right, so that was the first part of the campaign. So now we're in our second phase where we're gonna start focusing primarily on social media. So the piece with Taqwa will run probably for another week, but next week we'll start a new piece. If we can move to the next slide. Well, that's still Taqwa. Well, she's been everywhere. All right, there we go. So I think we have some of our subjects in the house tonight. If you can raise your hand. All of them. This one was hard to do. As you can imagine, getting 4 physicians together in one place at one time was not easy. They are busy people. Luckily, we had Janan, and Janan is a force of nature, so she made it happen. So this was a fun one. This one, I think this was like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, whenever we could get them. You can go to the next slide. So start with the photo. This is one of about 5 or 6 different pieces we're going to use. And again, this campaign will start next week. We're going to do Instagram, TikTok. I'm sure some of you are on TikTok. Facebook, LinkedIn. You can go to the next one. And so part of it is you get a good image, and then you create a lot of different assets that you can use across different platforms. I'm assuming everyone here is on social media, yes? You all follow MWC? All of you? Well, good. So when you see this come across your timeline, we expect a ton, hundreds of likes and shares, because that's the whole idea of this, is that you're supposed to be sharing it not only in your community, but outside of your network as well. This campaign will run probably through mid-January. All right, and then to the next one. All right, so this was fun. We have a 30-second ad we're going to play for you guys today. We're going to play it twice. I believe, is Hola in the building? Hola? Did I pronounce that right? If you want to come up here, you can. You are the star of this ad. No pressure. So we got together about 11 girls for a 30-second spot that we wanted to shoot. And what was so interesting about this is most of them didn't know each other. Most of them had no acting experience. And we threw them into a scene, and they had very little knowledge about what. We just said, hey, this is a positive ad that we're doing for the Muslim Women's Coalition. Do you want to be part of it? And people said, sure. Plus, you get a $50 gift card. So we didn't know what to expect. But trust me, I'm not biased when I say it turned out great. So let's play it. We're going to play it the first time. I'm going to bring up our star, and then we'll play it once again. All right? Probably need sound. I don't know. Well, it looks good. So maybe second go around. See, that's why we said we were going to do it twice, because we knew we'd have to get a warm up. Hopefully, we can get the sound for the second time. Did you want to come on stage just briefly and talk about your experience?
Assalamu alaikum. So I've been a part of MWC for a year now, and it has had a profound impact on my confidence and my ability to embrace and showcase my identity as a Muslim woman. When I was invited to be a part of the video, I felt excited and empowered, knowing I had the confidence to take on this opportunity. I'm deeply grateful to the Women's Coalition for their incredible programming and for leading such an impactful marketing campaign. Thank you, and assalamu alaikum.
She's being modest. Again, they were thrown together, given very little instruction, given the script on site, and said go. In a room full of young women, again, just from diverse backgrounds who did not know each other, in 4 hours made magic. So we're gonna give it another go, see if we got some audio this time. No? Okay, well, you'll have to view it probably online, but trust me, it's one of the things that...
What, smart?
Oh, well, there we go.
Okay. Well, I'm Sydney. I'm Gala.
Well, okay. We got sound? Okay.
As girls, the way we express ourselves may differ. However, differences don't have to divide us. Connections begin with a little curiosity and understanding.
Are you... What, smart? Okay. Well, I'm Sydney. I'm Gala. Let's look at this.
At the Muslim Women's Coalition, we're strengthening Milwaukee, one conversation and one moment of understanding at a time.
Trust me, you will not get enough of it. I've watched it at least 15, 20 times today. One thing to keep in mind, like the what's smart, she came up with that on improvise, right? Right, brilliant. But, so I just want to leave with this. This campaign, like I said, will continue for roughly the next 6 weeks or so. We're really going to start pushing it out on social media. You'll see that second image of the doctors. You'll see this ad. This piece right here is currently in Milwaukee Magazine. Milwaukee Magazine is also part of the campaign. I just want to really, in the theme of tonight, of giving, make sure everyone understands that these sorts of campaigns can happen. But they don't happen without you, right? And so if you want to see more of this, you have to support it. And working with Janan and her team, with Sherry and Naifa, has been a learning experience in so many ways. But I think one of the things that Maureen and I have really gotten from this process is just an understanding of what it means to support your community. And Janan really made it a point to say, look, we support Muslim women and girls, but we support all Muslim women, all women and girls, and we want this campaign to speak and resonate with everyone. So again, your support is needed. It's necessary to help us spread the message, and thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. It's award time, guys. I know you're feeling a little sleepy, but you need to just pick up the energy because it's award time. Get up the energy because there are people here who are getting awards. We're gonna do 2 awards tonight, Volunteer of the Year, and Together We Can, ! Award. Okay. The Volunteer of the Year, what? Anyways, is given to an individual who has given selflessly their time to assist with MWC projects. Traditionally, the award is presented by members of the MWC staff. And I want to invite Amina to the stage to present the award. Amina, hello, nice to see you. Good luck.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Okay. So this year's recipient is originally from Bosnia. She's a regular volunteer with the Afghan Buddy Program. There's a lot of reasons that she has been volunteering with us. One of them being that when she first arrived to this country, she felt very isolated and alone. So she felt the best way she could give back is by working with the Afghan refugees as a volunteer because she could empathize with their situation. Because she was also, at some point new to the country. She wanted to help them feel more welcome, which she has done. One of the second reasons is because she has a daughter, and her daughter to kind of experience other cultures, and she's brought her every single time. One of the third reasons is also she has a passion in teaching. 1 week, she brought friendship beads for the girls at Buddy Program, and they love them. They keep asking me to do that again, and I'm like, all right, not every time we're gonna do friendship bracelets. And then if there's like a last minute cancellation with the ESL program, she comes prepared. She's like, I got you. Like, she always emails me. She's like, all right, what do you need? Do you need ESL projects? Like, what do you need this week? And like, you know, she's always helpful. And another thing is she offers to even pick up some of the families. She's like, do you need help? Like, who do I need to pick up? And she'll be like, you know what? It doesn't matter where they live. I'll send her like 3 addresses, 3 different sides of town. And she's like, you know, like, I'll pick this one. And then she does it. Another thing is that she has been an RN for 17 years. And she currently works at Marquette University. And she's going back to school to be a nurse practitioner. Please join me in congratulating Adela Delish, our Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you, Amina. I don't have a speech for you. I'm sorry. I'm not that great of a public speaker, but I just want to say that I'm proud and honored. Thank you.
You're a good volunteer and a good public speaker, so thank you. The second award tonight is the Together We Can! Award. This award is given to an individual, organization, institution, or group that has stood in solidarity and worked closely with the Muslim Women's Coalition around a justice issue. To present the award is the iconic Janan Najib, a visionary justice activist, interfaith leader, founder, and executive director of the Muslim Women's Coalition and the Islamic Resource Center and Lending Library, founder of the Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance, Milwaukee Muslim Film Festival, our peaceful home, and convener of the Wisconsin Coalition for Justice in Palestine, Janan Najib. Donations can be made at your table and with the QR code on the back. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. How can we beat her? Let's give a round of applause. Oh, gosh. She's been such an awesome MC tonight, and definitely, please do give generously. This year, the Together We Can Award is being awarded to an inspirational group of students, the UWM Popular University for Palestine. UWM for Pali, as they're known, is made up of student organizations and community supporters dedicated to advocating for Palestinian rights on campus. They spent the past 15 months trying to get their university decision makers to divest from Israeli companies benefiting from apartheid and genocide in Palestine. Inspired by the South African anti-apartheid movement, UWM for Pali joined student activists at the many universities across the nation involved in peaceful encampments to show solidarity with their Palestinian peers who were losing family members every day. Although they continue to face penalties and suspensions for their activism, they are backed by faculty and staff allies and have an outpouring of community support. Representing the student organizations, Students for a Democratic Society, Muslim Students Association, Young Democratic Socialists of America, and Students for Justice in Palestine, I would like to invite to the stage Adari Tamayo, Patricia Fish, Jamila Arabiyat, Amin Atta, Robbie Knapp, Kayla Patterson, Zaid Dahed, and Cedar Lehman.
everyone. My name is Patricia, and I am co-chair of Students for a Democratic Society and a proud member of the Popular University for Palestine Coalition. Good evening, everyone. I would first like to thank the Milwaukee Muslim Women's Coalition for the Together We Can award. We are deeply honored and greatly appreciate the overwhelming support that we have received. Thank you for this recognition, and thank you to the community, our families, and especially fellow students for standing with us. The UW-Milwaukee Popular University for Palestine Coalition was formed during a period of heightened struggle. Student organizations had spent months meeting with our administration, educating fellow students, faculty, staff, and the general public, as well as protesting on campus to demand an end to all ties to a genocidal settler colonial state. Last spring, after months of witnessing exponentially increasing cruelty committed against the Palestinian people, including a scholasticide where not a single university stands in Gaza today, the students decided that enough was enough. And multiple organizations formed the PUP, including the Muslim Student Association, Students for Justice in Palestine, Young Democratic Socialists of America, and Students for a Democratic Society. We organized a successful encampment on our campus for 2 weeks, and since then, the coalition has remained active and continued to fight. Despite facing unjust repression and intimidation from school administration, including sanctions, probations, and suspension, students remain committed to ending our school's complicity in a genocide. History has shown us time and time again that the student movement stands on the right side of history. From protesting the Vietnam War, protesting and successfully ending university ties with apartheid South Africa, and protesting the US invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan. The student movement is an anti-war movement at its core. The genocide committed by the State of Israel against the Palestinian people is no different. For over 75 years, Palestinians have faced a brutal occupation, and in the last year, a genocide. Students will not stand idly by as Palestinians suffer. It is the very same values and history we have learned in our universities that inform our dedication to standing up for what is right. For as long as our university is complicit in a genocide, we will continue to organize. The students will not stop until we have full disclosure and full divestment. And the ability of students to maintain our vigor is only possible because of the support we have received from our communities. In closing, I would like to again express our gratitude for this award and to everyone that has supported and stood with us through this journey. We are grateful to be part of such a strong community here in Milwaukee. Thank you.
Congratulations again to UWM Popular University for Palestine. You make us proud and optimistic that the future will be in good hands. And Yasmine, your purse just rolled to me, so I think that means it's mine. You know, you give away gold necklaces and whatever. It's like, well, I mean, what's a purse, you know? Yeah, okay. First of all, I want to thank you again for joining us today. We definitely cannot accomplish everything that we do without all of you, without your support and your prayers. For 30 years, the Muslim Women's Coalition has been working to promote understanding and to empower our community. And today we're here to celebrate the transformative power of a women's organization that has stood steadfast as a force of change. By uplifting those who are often being silenced, by empowering our youth and women, and by making a real impact in the broader society, this is the work of the coalition. As we embark on a very new chapter in our journey, we are not only changing our name and setting ourselves to have statewide and even national impact, we will be expanding our physical footprint and doubling our physical space. Already, we have 3 chapters in the making in other states around the country. We are no longer here, as we did 30 years ago, to simply say we belong. We are here to show how we show up, to be proud of our identity, and unwilling to compromise to fit someone else's definition. This is represented in our marketing campaign, and it is represented in our programming. Every project we have undertaken has been deliberate. Every hand extended and every voice we have amplified has shattered barriers. Through our mentorship, advocacy, education, outreach, and unyielding dedication, the Muslim Women's Coalition has proven over and over that change is not a fairy tale or a distant dream, but it can be a lived reality. When we stand together, powered by Iman, purpose, and a vision, we are unstoppable. We will continue to show up and uplift our allies and all who stand up for equality and justice. We have seen the last 15 months a very deliberate effort to silence perspectives at all levels of government, businesses, and academia, but we refuse to be silenced, and we refuse to allow others to be silenced. We insist on building the type of America that our children and grandchildren deserve, a society built on respect, compassion, and justice. We are here today for a fundraiser to support an organization that is small but mighty. Today, I want you to ask yourself, what is having this organization here in this city worth to you? Think that now we have an Islamic public lending library, one of the only ones in the country. We have an independent Muslim women's organization, the only one in Wisconsin. We have the only online journal in Wisconsin, Muslim Journal, creating a history and narratives for Muslims in Wisconsin. We are telling our own stories. We have the only culturally specific domestic violence program in Wisconsin. We have an active speakers bureau able to represent Muslims and the Muslim faith in an accurate manner to businesses, government institutions, schools, and religious centers. We have one of the only Muslim film festivals in the country. And we have a very successful program of mentorship for youth and for refugees. When you want to build institutions, they can only survive with continuous support. We get lots of people that pat us on the back, lots of emails telling us how wonderful it is. We have people that invite us to come speak at their places of business. And they will say, well, you know, you guys really represent the perspective that we believe in. But we need more than that. We need continuous support. In order for this organization to continue to grow, we need to put money behind our intent. And we need to support. You have envelopes on the tables. You have donation cards on the tables. There's a QR code on the back of the program. I think the testimonials that you heard today speak for themselves. There's not much more that I can add to reflect what the coalition does. All I'm asking today is that you ask, what is it worth to me to have an organization like this, an organization that very few, even very large cities have available to them? I was doing an interview on Sound Vision the other day, one of the Muslim networks in Chicago, and when he introduced me, he said, you know, I went to visit the Islamic Resource Center, and I thought to myself, Chicago and Illinois has the largest Muslim population of any state in the country. But we don't have an Islamic Resource Center, and we don't have a Muslim Women's Coalition. So I ask you, what is it worth to you? I hope you give generously. Thank you so much for all your ongoing support.
Well, if you don't want to give now, you should just go home without the blessing. You don't want blessing? That's fine. That's on you. No. I have 10 minutes to do some comedy up here, then we're going to let you go home, okay? Hello, everybody. I'm going to get away from this podium. This is annoying. What I'm going to do is, because this should be in all my photos, I'm just going to put this on, okay? Great. Palestine first, right? Wear Umna, WEARUMNA. Wearumna.com. Umna Khan. Yeah, Joe, you can interrupt. Reem. They're going to put on my screen. The winner of the silent auction is going to be on the screen. So you have to stick around. Okay, there they are. Look at this. Look at the whispers of luxury. This is so good. Look at that. Look at these winners. I love it. You guys saw a little bit of me kind of screaming at you earlier. I was mostly screaming Janen's praises. But the reason that I was in that mode is that when I was younger, when I first came to the United States, because Alabama was a little rough, my parents put me in English as a second language. And there was a white woman from Connecticut who taught me how to speak English, which is why I sound like a white woman from Connecticut. And then, you know, all the other kids were like, why do you talk funny? That's so weird. You're so weird. I'm like, I don't know. A Yankee did this. So, you know, this is why I talk like this. But I was very grateful for it. But my parents wanted me to learn English fast, like very fast. These kids are so amazing. Sumaya and Ibrahim that just like learned it off the fly. Maybe they went home already. Okay, I love you guys. You should go home. Come on. You have children. It's like, there are no more children here. That's good. Okay, so we're going to get some comedy. I'm going to give you guys some Are there children here? How many children are here? Are they all? There's still children here. Thank you. Look, this mom is like, they're right here. Please say nothing. Okay. Great. So we'll just do PG comedy. That's good. All right. So when I first came to the United States, my parents put me in front of the USA Network because they thought I was going to become an American faster. They were like, red, white, blue, do you, boo. They didn't know that the USA Network is inappropriate for a 5-year-old. But they put me in front of it. And every morning at 7 in the morning, it was WWF wrestling. Okay, with the greats, right? Give it up for Hulk Hogan, Bret the Hitman Hart. Anybody? Randy Savage. Oh, yeah, come on. Even The Undertaker. Why are you guys asleep? Even The Undertaker. He was a little goth, but I was into it. I don't know. He probably didn't have the love of his mother, so I could relate. I said it. So my mom was always like, what's wrong? And I was like hopped up, ready to get on the bus. I was like, get me on the bus, mama. She was like, minimize, make yourself small. She's like, we just got here. I don't want to get in trouble. Please don't get in trouble at school. And I'm like, I'm ready. I know how to connect as an American. She's like, don't connect as an American. I was like, no, it involves a 2x4. I was like, get me in the ring. So she's like, just get on the bus, don't embarrass me. So I got on the bus and there was a little girl there. Her name was Teresa, it was kindergarten. This is a real story. I thought she was cute, so I wanted to connect. I got on top of the desk and I body slammed her to the floor. And little Teresa she was like, why, Yasmin, why? And I was like, I don't know, I can't hear you. Oh yeah. From WWF Wrestling. Thanks, man. You guys are terrible. Okay, so I had a little bit of ADHD, okay? Obviously, I was diagnosed that day. All right, it's my cute advice. And my kids have it, okay? And my kids are like flying off of furniture all the time. And have any of you, after having kids, realized that your parents are no longer your parents? They've become grandparents. And suddenly, they don't treat those grandkids the same way that they treated you. You don't even know who they are anymore. So my son is like flinging himself off of the furniture and I'm like trying to catch him and he's like, don't touch him, my dad. I'm like, what do you mean, Dad? He's gonna break his skull. He's like, don't break his spirit. What? Who is this woke guy? And he was like, I've been reading. I'm like, you've been reading? Facebook posts and WhatsApp forwards are not reading. That's all you're reading, man. He's like, I've been reading. You cannot say a negative word to a child. It will psychologically damage them. I was like, yeah, I know. My sons now, if I take off a shoe and wave it at them, they'd be like, where are we going, Mommy? Let me get you the other one. That was not the case with me. If I saw a shoe, I would duck immediately. I knew it was coming. My mom used to just look at me in public. She would do this, which is the original by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Like, I swear to God, you're gonna get it when you get home. And you never knew when it was gonna happen. That was a part of the anticipation of the terror, right? You knew that it was coming, but when, how, what, where, why, you had no idea. All you saw was her eyes. Like I said, I was a sixth child, so by the time they got to me, they would like take off their shoe and they were like, hey, it's a warning. It could happen at any time. Get ready. Talk to your brother and sister about what hypothetically could happen. We are very tired, raise yourself. And it would just, which is why I'm living my life backwards in comedy. My mom is the most judgmental human being I've ever met. I think I told you guys that. She's Egyptian. Anyone else have Egyptian moms? Cool, you guys are pretending like you're not in therapy? That's good. Yeah, my mom, I love my mom, but I'm also scared of her. Like, I want to be her, also don't want to make eye contact with her. Don't want her to see me. Because when she doesn't like something, she makes this sound. I'm gonna translate, because that's Arabic. That's, you're not good enough, okay? And Desis have it too. They go like this. It's fine, beta. It's not fine, beta, it's not. They're judging you, like you, auntie, especially. I'm feeling some really strong auntie energy right now. And I want you to know that I'm scared of you. Did my mom send you? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so when my mom doesn't like something, she goes, it's also the sound of my nightmare alarm clock. So I just like wake up in a cold sweat at 2 a.m. She's been helping me raise my son, so he's the most judgmental 5-year-old I've ever met. And right now he's going through a phase where he takes off all his clothes to use the restroom. Like he's performing ghusl, okay? Which every single time he goes to the restroom, all right? He's the not religious one, please pray for him. The other guy, okay, my 8-year-old, he wakes me up at Fajr. Pre-dawn, I just feel his body right in front of him, like right next to my bed, and he's like, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. And then he taps my nose, and I wake up, and he's like, hey, you're awake, that's crazy. Like, Mama, you just woke me up. He's like, are you gonna pray to Allah now? I'm like, yes. He's like, let me watch you. He's like, you need to make wudu, it's time. I'm like, okay. So I go to get the water, and I'm turning on the water to make it warm, and he's like, that's a waste of water. I'm like, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. He's like, you need to put on the water like the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ice cold. And drops, just little drops. And after I make my wudu, he just watches me pray. And I'm like, what? He's like, you did not follow the proper madhab. I'm like, what are we doing? He's like, the madhab of Allah. Intense. The truth is that I was a repeat fajr offender, which means I never woke up for that prayer. And then God punished me, or loved me, whatever you want to call it, and sent me a probation officer, is what he did. And I'm on parole. I haven't slept in 8 years. I'm sleeping while I'm here. I'm just sleep talking right now. So my 5-year-old, he takes off all his clothes, right? He takes off all his clothes to use the restroom. And when he comes out, he's like, Mommy, clean me, I'm free. And that's because we clean our children with water when they use the restroom because we're not dirty like you. So anyways, you can, whatever. Take that for what it is. Is what I want to say to that. And I'm like, Adam, why are you naked? And he's like, I have to be free. Like, you don't have to take off all your clothes to be free. Look, Mommy's covered, she's free. And he goes, you're not free. I'm like, what? This one is like, take off that hijab, take off that jibab, the hibbity-jibbities, the japarawaki. I'm like, it's a hijab. Just call it what it is. And I don't know what to tell you guys. I had 2 sons. They're half Afghan, a quarter Egyptian, and a quarter Libyan. So their blood volume is pure evil. They came out white passing, which tracks. Did you get the joke, you blue-eyed devil? So they came out white passing. Now I was pissed. I was like, not even a drop of melanin? What is this? Right? It's like being trapped at home with your oppressor staring at you. It's like having Kevin at home. I don't want that. I don't want that, Kevin. It's crazy. And then that son, he browned up like a rotisserie chicken at the age of 4. It's weird. Like an Ariana Grande before and after, but natural. You know, it was like melanin. Ugh. So my kid has been trying to get me to take off my hijab. And every single time I'm in my religious clothing, my izdal to pray, he's like, take that off. Take it off, mama. I'm like, what are you talking about? I want to go to Jannah. He's like, you will go to Nar, where it's more fun with the shaitan. And I'm like, you're in Islamic school. What is happening? How did this happen? And he's like, I don't know. My friends were telling me these things. And I was like, God. It's crazy to me that I did all of this. I don't have a croissant in the house. I boycotted the Paris Olympics, and God sent me a Frenchman in my house. You didn't get the joke. It's fine. It's fine. You guys got it because of the hijab ban. It's not funny. It's fine. Okay, I'm just going to end now because this is getting old. Okay. So my kids, I told you, they're a quarter Egyptian, a quarter Libyan, and a half Afghan, so I call them half-gan. Right, because it's adorable. It's an endearing quality. And my dad calls my cue to come off. Okay, my dad has a sick sense of humor, so they're a little bit Gaddafi, a little bit Taliban, eh? I'm like, no, you can't say that about your grandsons at the airport. We're just trying to board Dad. He's like, I call it like I see it. Talibani 1, Talibani 2. I'm like, no. These are your sons. So I came to Alabama, and there was one other Muslim girl there, okay, and her name was Asma. So what do you think they called her? Asthma, right? Asthma attack is what they called her. And my name is Yasmin, but the anglicized version is Yasmin, right? And so they were like, oh, there's Asma, and then there's her ugly little sister, Yasma. They called me Yasma for 2 years. And I was a weird kid, My dad always used to tell me, he's like, just be unique, just do it, be yourself, do the right thing, just do it. I was like, that's a Nike ad, Baba. And he was like, sometimes the corporate gets it right. And all that does is makes you weird. So I would just do SNL skits by myself in the corner of the room, okay? Pretend like no one saw me. And then one fateful day in 7th grade, everything changed, okay? I'm on my way out of PE, which is already traumatic, because I'm not a physical specimen, I'm a brain. And I'm coming out, and there's 2 girls right in front of me, and they're like, I'm like, are you guys talking about me? They're like, why? Ooh, Yasma, gross, why? Yes. I'm like, okay, why are you guys talking about me? It's not nice. And they're like, well, it's just because Ryan called you a raghead. Now, Ryan was like the most popular kid in school. He was about 6 foot tall and in 7th grade. He had no real skill except to terrorize children, which is real cachet in middle school. And you could tell that something was up with him because he had no real he wasn't actually a basketball player, but he hung out with all the jocks. So he would make fun of people before they could make fun of him. Like classic bully. And I was like, well, I don't know why Ryan would say that. I've never had a conversation with him. And they're like, it's because you wear that thing on your... I'm like, okay, great. I know why you think that, but I don't get it. I don't understand. And they were like, well, he called Carol and then insert religious epithet against Jewish people. And he made fun of her stupid Star of David. Carol was the only Jewish girl in my entire school, probably all of Alabama, let's be honest. And she was adorable. She wore a Star of David to be proud of her Jewish heritage, and she was a band geek, and she made her own beaded jewelry. She always wore a backpack with a little koala on there. She was plush, okay? She had big, big bangs and big old glasses. Yeah, she called me Yasmin, but she did it with a smile. So I liked her. And it was so weird. It was like, I couldn't believe, I didn't know what the word meant that he said. I knew it was anti-Jewish because they said the stupid Star of David thing, so I knew it was connected, but I had really no idea what it meant, but it made me angry. Like a wrestler gets angry. And all of a sudden I could feel the anger just bubbling from my toes and into my stomach like hot coals, like steaming into my ears, and all I could hear was the ringing, just do it. Do the right thing, be unique, just do it. It was my dad's Nike ad. And so I pushed those girls over, I said, excuse me. And I marched up the stairs where Ryan was eating with his stupid jock friends. Now I was hovering over him because he was seated. And he had country fried steak and mashed potatoes and gravy and green beans because that's how we eat in the South. And I picked up his tray, boom, and I slammed it in his face. The entire lunchroom, ooh. Kind of like you wanted to clap, they got like, I sucked up all the oxygen in the room when I did that. Now, Ryan's got mashed potatoes and gravy all over his face. He's got a piece of country fried steak hanging out right here. He's got green beans all in his lap, and his little jaw starts coming undone like this. And I was like, wait a second. Am I powerful? I think I'm really powerful right now. And I go, shut up! And he was like, I didn't say anything. I was like, shut up! I didn't know what to do. I had learned the power part, but not the responsibility. I was like, I heard what you said, Ryan. I heard you call me a raghead, and I heard you made fun of Carol and her Star of David. Let me tell you how it's gonna go, Ryan. Me and Carol, we've done nothing but respect you. And not only do we deserve that respect, but we demand it. Got it? Yes. Ooh. I was like, I swear to God, if I so much as hear as you say a word about a hair on Carol's head, or her Star of David, her religion, or the lack of hair on my head, you're gonna have to deal with me personally. You hear me? Yes, crying, ooh. Then I took a napkin and I threw it in his face and I said, clean yourself off, you're embarrassing. Yeah. And then he goes, Assalamu alaikum. I was like, no, don't say that. But yes, wa alaikum assalam. You better believe I was Yasmin after that. They were like, have you met the new girl? I'm like, it's me, I'm the same girl. I'm not Yasma, I've been Yasmin the whole time. So sometimes, you guys were supposed to laugh harder, but it's fine. I was a closer, it's fine. Sometimes, standing up for other people, we find ourselves. And sometimes we allow for certain things to happen to us, terrible things to happen to us, but until they happen to our neighbor, we're not really willing to find the necessary strength and courage to stand up for ourselves. And that's what this is about. That's what MWC is about. We're talking about allyship with the partners in this room. Please ignore the amount of times I wanted to convert you. That's what this is about, right? It's about the fact that we're standing next to each other, and then that makes you a stronger person for yourself. It makes you a better advocate for yourself. And it makes us better advocates for ourselves as well. So I wanted to thank you all for coming. I wanted to thank you for all the patience you've had with me being ridiculous and keeping you guys here this long. I know it's a Sunday night. I hope you all have a wonderful time getting home, but please don't leave today without giving something, even if it's small, as long as it's breaking your bank. That's the most important thing, okay? And please let us all stand with the oppressed. Let us be a solidarity blanket for each other, a canopy of safety. Let us be as brave as these students are, and some of them are dumb, it's fine, but you know what I mean? Y'all acting so stupid with the selfies in the mirror. Anyways, I love you guys. They're like, I don't know, I'm gonna run over, bro, and they almost broke their award 3 times. So just pray for them to be safe, nobody gets a concussion. Just stay strong and upright, young people, and love on each other. We just need to love on each other. And I really appreciate you, and I love you all. Thank you all so much for your time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Is this still on? If you are one of the winners of any of the items outside, please make sure you stop by the silent auction and that you pick up your item and pay for your item. Thank you so much for your generous donations. Assalamu alaikum.